Welcome to Tech Talk, your go-to guide for making technology work for you. Whether you're running a growing business or just trying to keep things running smoothly at home, we've got IT covered. US IT Systems brings the knowledge, experience, and solutions you need to stay connected, protected, and productive. It's Tech Talk time. Here's your host, Cabo Jim.
Welcome, Fort Myers Beach good neighbors. Today on Tech Talk, we have the founders of ForgeOPs, construction app. We've got Brett, Jacqueline, and Miles. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, pleasure to have you guys on and share a little bit about your new project here. Kind of exciting. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So for those of the people and listeners that have never heard of ForgeOPs, what do you guys do?
I guess I'll start and then anyone else can hop in. So we're a construction platform, and this idea all started. I had been working with a prior company, my previous employer, and we were working with some construction groups here in the area on CRM projects. But the way my mind works is I notice patterns in things, and I like to make things more simple. So I noticed this huge pattern where in construction, you use quite a few different softwares. So there's a lot of misplaced data. And then when I went in on my own consulting company, I had met Miles, and we had gotten to know each other. And then through networking, I had met Brett, and we had gotten to know each other. And I knew I really wanted specific co-founders to do this with, because it is a very big idea. But after talking with both of them, they decided to co-found ForgeOPs together. Brett's been in the construction industry for 20 plus years, and Miles has been a developer for also 20 plus years. He basically has been coding since he was born. And it's been a really great collaboration together so far.
So far, that's good. And a lot of experience. That's great. So you described it kind of as like a CRM.
Well, it's more than just a CRM. And Brett, you can hop in here if you want. But what we've done is created a platform that brings all of these different components, from project management to bids, takeoffs, CRM components, into one platform. So you don't have to log into 7 different platforms.
That is great. So, I mean, obviously in construction, teams lose a lot of, I want to say, momentum often, from various steps along the process, right? From estimates to follow-ups to scheduling projects and things like that. How does this help solve their problems with some of that?
There's some pretty big disconnects between the field and the office. Having been in construction as long as I have, even to present day, it's collaboration kind of kills the momentum. When there's not effective communication in the field of things going on, things going wrong, whether it's safety or on, lifetime changes minute by minute, with different development firms or owners, just last minute, they make a change. The platform, and to piggyback in a way of what Jackie was saying, it consolidates the different third-party tools. And like part of construction deficiencies is some data is here, some data is there, somewhere's over here, and you have all these different logins, and it just creates a cluster of like, I have the data, but like it's so disorganized and it's not coming in together in like a fluid, naturally flowing form. ForgeOPs, it's taking all those tools and it's amplifying them in user-friendly, it can be overwhelming to see a lot of different things on a screen, right? And there's really an artistic way and a efficient way of blending all the data together where you have everything at your fingertips without having to click and click and click and click and click. In contractors, that's not really, they don't really like the endless clicking to find one aspect of data. What's nice is being able to take, the over 2 decades that I've been doing this, take real life pains that everyone lives in the general contracting world and the subcontracting world, to have someone that lived through those aches and those deficiencies in the late office hours, because you're trying to like map together different anomalies in a project. This is going to be the bridge between what's on market today and what's going to make contractor lives so much easier.
So as a contractor that would be using this software, kind of walk us through the process. Where am I starting? Where am I entering the process, and where's it going to take me?
It really depends. So, the product as a whole, the company as a whole, there's a suite of different products. From CRMs to project management to accounting to different escrow services to lead generation. Lead generation is a huge thing for subcontractors. It's gonna make the transition between getting, invitation to bid documents and having to make endless phone calls and getting into voicemails and trying the old school way of calling up and trying to get on someone's bid list. This is going to streamline that process. When you're streamlining that process, salespeople are getting more leads, and staff is kept more busy. And when you're busier, you're working on opportunities that are going to have a return on them. So it's just collectively, intertwining all the tools and bridging the gaps. It's going to be a huge lift off a lot of contractors' shoulders to be able to go into one centralized place with every aspect of their data, even including up into job site coordination, pre-kickoffs. When projects start, you have a coordination meeting, different trades, different conflicts, heights, widths, routes, things like that. It is, in totality, it is a true end-to-end construction management software.
So speaking about that, for builders and trades, is there a difference between maybe a contractor version and a subcontractor version?
There is. The general contractors are going to have a broad overview of their entire team, their subcontractor team. So depending on your job complexities, what's included in your jobs, you could have a job that's just roofing, or you could have roofing, plumbing, drywall, framing, HVAC, electricians, so for GC, we're also bringing a lot of extra data points that are otherwise processed through email. We're driving this through the platform, and again, reducing the amount of different areas that you have to go to, reducing the amount of time you have to go spend searching for data, because inefficient processes also cost money. It takes more time to be productive, which is still a loss.
I like.
So here in Southwest Florida, sorry, go ahead, Miles.
That's okay. So I like when I build things, I focus on optimization of the whole team and making things easier as well as cheaper. So overall, we're trying to simplify.
And that's the great way. You don't want to go to 20 different platforms to get one piece of information here, one piece of information over there, and then you have to put that all together. Let the software do that for you. So here in Southwest Florida, I mean, construction can be kind of ebbing and flowing, kind of like the tide, right? You've got storm recovery, you've got seasonality, you got labor windows down here as well too. Does ForgeOps help teams stay organized with those ebb and flows?
Yes. Yeah, it's sorting job site changes happen on the fly.
Yep.
Building owners don't know how much work that actually goes into making even a little change, how many impacts and ramifications that has on time, on effort, and pulling everything together within schedule. But yeah, it's every interchanging piece on a job site will be honed in simplified, making it easier for people that are, whether you're new on a computer, moderate on a computer, or you're seasoned, and it's going to make the user experience 100 times better.
Yep. So for example, take like a small contractor, and he wants to look bigger, without hiring additional staffing. This is something that can help him, solve some of those problems, take care of some of those issues with hiring additional people, correct?
Yes. So here it's also going to help again with lead generation. There's only so much time in the day. So now you're cutting out calling and getting on bid lists. You have job data, job documents readily at your fingertips that you can just click on, put quotes together for, and send your proposals. Go ahead.
Nope.
Sorry, I thought you said something. So from the small guy looking, that's a kind of a common problem across the industry is we need things to bid. We need jobs to bid. This, instead of, again, going to another tool, GCs, there's going to be all the invitation to bid documents are also going to be confined in the platform. So again, one account, you get lead generation, you get sales CRM, you get takeoff ability, you get job site coordination. It's as someone who's been in for over 20 years, it's really the contractor's dream.
Exactly.
What we wanted to do was keep it simple enough. Someone getting started, whether they're, a subcontractor, whatever area that they are in, drywalls, stucco, they can afford it to be able to, bid on these projects, get themselves set up in a successful way and scale, but also to where it's capable enough for larger or enterprise companies to be able to use it too.
And I know you're based here in Southwest Florida, but obviously this is software, right? So it doesn't just stay in Southwest Florida. You can use this anywhere, correct?
Exactly.
Very good. Very good. So if somebody were to come on board, how are you onboarding those crews that, they've got a job to do, they're busy on their own, they're hiring staff, they're bringing people in, and sometimes they're not the most thrilled about learning new software. How do you handle those situations?
So what's nice about the platform that's being built here is it's not reinventing the wheel. It's taking what the industry has been used to for 10 years, 12 years, and it's keeping it kind of similar. Interfaces, yes, it's being simplified and consolidated in complexity, but it's still very similar to what they've kind of been used to and easily adoptable because of that fact.
And what do you say? Some owners might be a little skittish or worried about moving everything into one system, trying to gather all that. That's something you help walk them along that process is, okay, let me help you gather this information, get it into one system rather than the 20 different systems you probably have it in right now.
Yeah. So I guess Jackie can probably really touch on this with like the onboarding and like the white glove service.
Yeah. So whenever we're onboarding, it is a handheld onboarding. So we walk you through, we make sure we know which software you're using, whether it's Bluebeam, Procore, Textura, whatever it is. We'll help you export that information into the platform, make sure that it's set up correctly. And then going from there, depending on how tech savvy you are, we can either do recorded demos, which will be readily available for anyone who would want them, but also too, if you do need that step-by-step with someone to help you make sure that it is set up, we do offer that as well. So there's two different avenues. Like if you're familiar with tech and you like tech and you know how it works and you feel confident enough to set it up yourself, you will still have the customer success side where if you do come across issues, like obviously there's help desk and you'll have an account manager who you'll be able to reach out to. But if you understand it, then we have, and Miles can talk a little bit about this, but we do have it set up where it is step by step and simple enough where you would be able to do it yourself.
Very nice, very nice. So how is, how is this structured as far as maybe pricing is concerned? Is there somebody that's a better fit for this? Or you mentioned you work with smaller contractors and larger contractors. Is it kind of a one size fits all, or is it really customized to the size of the business?
That's why we have different product offerings. So we will have bundled packages where it includes all of these components together, but then you'll still also too, if you are just starting out and maybe all of those extra things don't make sense, then you would be able to essentially do like an a la carte product offering rather than having to sign up for everything.
Very nice, very nice. So is there one, I want to say, kind of metric that you kind of focus on that, most contractors would probably see I want to say most ROI, but most, help them improve the quickest as far as organization's concerned, probably?
Well, you broke out for a sec. Can you say that again?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Is there something that helps them, as far as keeping organized that, a contractor would see maybe, immediate relief or help by using the software?
Yeah, I mean, everything is all the different data is very structured and very organized by job, by class code, by different file types. It's just it's laid out in a very easy digestible format where you can see the different activity going on throughout the job, and just everything is just very sequentially placed in the natural form of how a construction project flows, with your drawings and your specs and your addendums and your RFIs. It's everything is just clean and concise. Everything is very, folder specific, folder organized. It's laid out in a beautiful way that's easily understandable and recognizable no matter what your experience level is, using a computer.
Absolutely. So if there were a contractor out there today that's, interested in learning more about this software and wants to explore it, what's the simplest next step for them? Is there a demo, free trial, consultation?
So what the next step would be, right now we are taking consultations essentially to make sure it is a good fit. Because as much as we say it is, end all be all, it might not be a good fit for everybody. Especially, we want to make sure you're conscious of your own cash flow, right? We don't want you to get into something where it doesn't make sense. But if you are interested, you can email info@forgeops.net. We're also doing a networking event this Thursday, the 12th. At Millennial from 5:30 to 7:30. We will have a demo aspect there if you want to see it. And then moving forward, we will be taking clients on a certain aspect for now, just to make sure we're releasing certain features step by step, and starting smaller. But obviously, if you have questions or want to learn more, then feel free to reach out to us. We also have our social media you can follow, ask questions. We have a LinkedIn page, Facebook, and Instagram.
Very nice, very nice. It sounds like you guys have found a nice little niche. I mean, Florida in general, it's growing. There's a lot of construction, a lot of new things going on down here. So I think you guys are onto something great that's really going to help the market and the contractors out there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being such good neighbors. And we'll see you on the community here soon. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
Yep.
That's it for this episode of Tech Talk, where we've got IT covered so you can keep life and business running smoothly. Remember, whether it's cybersecurity, cloud solutions, or just keeping your tech trouble-free, US IT Systems is here to help. Visit us online at usitsystems.com or give us a call at 407-753-4499. Stay safe, stay connected, and we'll catch you on the next Tech Talk.